All right, everyone. So subtracting 3-digit numbers. We're doing a lot of modeling and showing. Remember, it's not just enough to do the math anymore. We have to be able to show why. We have to be able to explain it. I'm going to step you through this problem, kind of warm up our brains from yesterday before we move forward. All right. So I am at question 3 right here on page 52. Alexi needs to plant 355 flowers in a garden. He plants 223 flowers before taking a break. How many flowers does he still need to plant? All right, so going back to our close read strategies, friends, something we should always do before we attempt to solve a problem. Again, we need to understand what the problem is asking before we attempt the math, okay? So I'm showing here in this problem 355, that's an important number. 223, that's an important number. The key words for me is still need to plant. That is telling me that that is a subtraction problem. The actual question, what the question is asking me is how many flowers does he need to plant? The close read strategies, friends, very, very important. Again, some of these questions are meant to trip you up. Some of these questions will provide information to you that you simply don't need. I can talk about this person's last name. I can talk about where he lives. I can talk about the smell of the flowers. I can talk about a lot of things. Don't let that clutter your brain. Close read. Determine what it is that you need before you attempt to do the math. I have everything I need to get going. So I like doing these on charts because for me, it just makes sense to my brain. So if I'm going to use a chart, I am going to model with base 10 the larger number. Right? So here, I'm going to have 300s. That's the 300s and 355. I'm also going to have 5 tens. I have 5 tens in 355. And then I also have 5 ones. 3 tens, 3 fives. I'm sorry, 3 tens, 300s, 5 tens, 5 ones. 300s, 5 tens, 5 ones. Now, I am subtracting 223 from that number. Is there a way to do that with my base 10 model? Absolutely. So if I'm taking out, taking away, subtracting 200 and 23, I am left with 132, or 100, 3 tens, 2 ones. So friends, if I were to ask you to not only do the math, but to show me, this is what I would be looking for. This is what I would be looking for. I'm going to give you just a minute to write that down. Again, you are writing that on page 52. Give me a quick thumbs up if you're ready. Good, thank you. So friends, let us keep going. Page 53. There is a question here that we are going to address. We are going to do the math and we're going to model it. Here we go. Catalina records the weather for 365 days. And so just a little side note there, friends, 365 days equals 1 calendar year. It is sunny 186 days. How many days are not sunny? Okay, friends, again, let's go back to our close read strategy. So the numbers that are important to me in this particular question, 365, super important. 186, super important. Key words for me, days that are not sunny. That tells me it's a subtraction problem. The actual question being, how many days are not sunny? All right, so we could do a model here to do this subtraction problem. So we are looking at 386, I'm sorry, my mistake, very sorry. 365 minus 186. We want that difference. That's what we're looking for, the difference between these two numbers. Subtraction problem. Now, I could model this out, and this is what I could do. I could take the 365 and model that first. So I'm going to have 300s six tens and 5 ones. Now, I need to take away 186. I need to take away 186. Now, in order for me to do that, 186 has 6 ones. Well, I can't take 6 away from 5. So I need to regroup. So to refresh my brain, I am trying to subtract out 186. That just helps me. I do need to do some regrouping here. I need more ones. So I'm going to look to my neighbor, my friendly tens, and I'm going to say, yeah, I need 10 of you. I need to move some. So here we go. I'm going to regroup, and I'm going to make ten ones. So now I'm left with 300s, 5 tens, and 15 ones. So now I'm able to do that subtraction in the ones place because I'm subtracting 186. So if I take away six of those ones, I have 9 left over. So all done with the ones place. Awesome. Now I need to move next door. I have 8 tens I need to subtract here. I don't have them. I can't take 8 away from 5. Can't do it. I need to regroup again. I need to go next door to my friendly hundreds and say, hey, what do you got? I need some. So once again, I'm going to regroup. So I made that 100 10 tens. Now I can take 8 away because now I have at least 8 there. So if I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 away, I'm left with how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So great. All done with the tens place. Now I get to move on. Can I take 1 away from 2? I certainly can. And I'm left with 1. So the difference between 365 and 186 is 179. 179. Now, my friends, heading back to, for a moment, our original piece of paper, we are saying that that difference equals 179. Could we, through our discussions yesterday, check our work to make sure that what we've done is correct? Yes, we can. And we can use what we call the inverse operation to check it. Because remember, addition and subtraction are inverse operations. One can check the other. We did talk about yesterday taking the difference that we calculate, adding it to the smaller addend or number, and it must equal the larger number. If it doesn't, we did the math wrong. So here we go. If I take 186 and I add 179 and do a standard algorithm to check my work. 6 and 9 is 15. 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 1 is 16. And 1 plus 1 and plus 1 is 3. And oh, look at that. It matches. That's what we call the inverse operation. We're checking our math. We're using addition to check our subtraction by taking the difference we calculated and adding that to the lower addend, or the lower number, to equal the higher. Okay? So we're going to come back together for just a second, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, friends, we can also look at this particular problem in a different way using a number line. I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. So if we start with the number line, all right, and we start our number line with the lowest number or addend, which is 186. Our ultimate goal is to go from 186 to the larger number, 365. That's the opposite end of our number line. Because what we're trying to figure out is what the difference is between these two numbers. What is the difference between these two numbers? So going back to yesterday in our strategies of forward counting on a number line, if I were to take the 186, I would first want to go to the nearest 10. That helps my brain. 186 hurts my brain. I want to go to a number that doesn't hurt my brain so much. And that number for me is going to be 190. 190 is that number for me. And so from 190, then I'm going to want to go to the nearest 100. So for me, that number is going to be 200. And then I know I have at least 100 to go. So I could go from 200 to 300 because the number I'm looking for is above 300. So it's at least one more 100. So I could go another hop, right? But now I need to get to 65. Now I could do it in groups of 10s and 1s. I could go to 60 to 360, and then I could add 5 more, or I could just add 65 more. You could do either one. So just for simplicity right now, I'm going to do right to 365. Now I need to add up my jumps. So from 186 to 190, that's 4. From 190 to 200, that's 10. From 200 to 300, that's 100. And then 300 to 365, that's 65. And what I can do is add all 4 of those jumps together to find my difference. So I could say 100 plus 65 plus 10 plus 4 is going to give me 179. And oh, look at that. It matches. Many, many different ways we could model this, friends. Many different ways. So far, we've learned expanded form, We've learned base 10, and now we've learned the number line method. All right, I'm going to come back together.